You just saw the full C.R.A.F.T framework. 5 steps, 5 prompts, 1 sprint-ready story. Now we are going to break each step apart, starting with the one that fixes the most common mistake in AI-assessed refinement. So here is what most people do. They open ChatGPT or Claude, they type, write me a user story for improving the checkout experience, and they hit enter. And what comes back is technically a user story. It has a format. As a user, I want to complete my purchase faster so that I have a better experience. Acceptance criteria, the checkout should be fast, the user should be able to pay, something like that. That's not a user story, that's a greeting card. It could apply to any product on the planet. Amazon, a local bakery website, a healthcare portal. The AI has no idea what your product is, who your users are, what your tech stack looks like, or what your team considers ready. So it fills every gap with the guesses, and most of those guesses are wrong. This is the number one reason people try AI for backlog refinement and walk away saying it doesn't work. It does work, they just skip the first step. Context injection is the first step. And here is the principle that makes it click. AI doesn't think, it fills gaps. Context control what it fills them with. That's it. That's the whole idea. If you give it nothing, it guesses. If you give it your product, your users, your constraints, it stops guessing and starts building on facts. 30 seconds to understand, 2 minutes to implement. Okay, let me show you what I mean. I'm going to run the exact same stakeholder request through the AI twice. Once without context, once with it. Same word, same tool, same day. Watch what happens. So here is the request. Users are complaining about mobile. Logging is slow, and also we are losing 40,000 a month in abandoned checkout. Can we look into it? Without context, the AI writes a story titled Improved Mobile Logging Performance. The user story says, as a user, I want to log in faster on mobile so that I can access the platform without delays. Acceptance criteria, logging should load in under 3 seconds, the system should support biometric authentication, and the user should see a loading indicator. Sounds fine if you've never built software, but my product doesn't use biometric authentication. We use some other based single on things. The AI hallucinated a failure that doesn't exist in our stack, and that 3-second threshold, not from our performance SLAs, not from our definition of ready, the AI picked a number that sounded reasonable and presented it as fact. Now, if a junior product owner copies this into a Jira without reviewing it, the team of developers is now building toward the requirement nobody agreed to. Now watch what happens when I give it the AI context first. Okay? Before I pass the stakeholder request, I paste this. You are an experienced Agile product owner working on ShopFlow, a B2B e-commerce platform for wholesale distributors. Target users, procurement managers, and mid-sized companies who place bulk orders weekly. Tech stack, React frontend, Node.js backend, PostgreSQL database. Our definition of ready requires user story in as a I want so that format, at least 4 testable acceptance criteria in given when then, dependencies listed, assumption flagged. Our team convention. We write acceptance criteria from the user's perspective, not the system's. That's 8 lines. I wrote it once, I will use it for every single story on this product for the next 3 months. But if I skip it, every story the AI generates is a guess, and my team is building on those guesses. Now, I paste the same messy stakeholder request, same words. Users are complaining about mobile, login is slow. And look at this output. The title is now Reduced Mobile SSO Login Latency for Procurement Managers, not users. Procurement managers, because the AI knows who actually uses this product. The user story. As a procurement manager, I want the mobile logging flow to complete within our target latency so that I can access my weekly orders dashboard without the delays during time-sensitive purchasing windows. That reflects an actual use case. Weekly ordering, time-sensitive purchasing, the AI connected the context and I give it to the request it received. Acceptance criteria. Given a procurement manager's initiates SSO logging on my mobile device, when the authentication completes, then the dashboard loads within the team's agreed performance threshold. No hallucinated features, no fabricated numbers. It references SML because I told it we use SML. It leaves the performance threshold for me to fill in because I told it we have SLAs but didn't specify the number. That's AI flagging on assumptions instead of an answer. The assumption selection says, assumes current mobile logging latency exceeds acceptable threshold, needs stakeholder confirmation on targeting load time. Assumes SSO provided Okta is not the bottleneck. Those are 3 questions I can bring to the stakeholder before refinement, not during, before. Same request, same AI tool, completely different outputs. The only variable was context. So here's the template. You are going to write this once and you're going to pass it at the start of every AI session for your product. Product name and 1-line description of what it does. Target users, 2 or 3 personas with a sentence each. Tech stack, just enough that the AI knows your constraints. Your definition of ready, whatever your team agreed to, and any team conversation, like how you write your acceptance criteria or what format you use for story titles. That's your context block. 2 minutes to create, months of better output. And one thing you need to know, AI does not remember your previous conversations. Some tools. Every new session starts from 0. If you don't paste your context, the AI treats you like a stranger, and the strangers get generic answers. Same tools lets you save system prompts or custom instructions. Use those if you have them, but the principle is the same. Context first, always. And in the module 4, I'm going to show you an expanded version called the Product Bible that I use on a real project. That version took me 5 minutes and carried an entire project from a phone call to 12-section functional specification. But for now, this template is all you need. So here is what I want you to do. Pause this video right now. Open blank document. Write your context block for your product. Product name, users, tech stack, definition of ready, team conversation, 2 minutes. You will use it for every story from here on. Do it now while the template is fresh. And after context injection, the AI stops writing stories from some generic products. It starts writing stories for your product, your users, your tech stack, your definition of ready. That's the foundation. Everything else in C.R.A.F.T build on top of it. Next is step 2, raw request capture, where you learn why cleaning up the stakeholder's messy Slack message before pasting it in AI is actually the worst thing you can do.